Good evening, everybody, and welcome to class number 1 of P1 Governance, Risk and Ethics, aimed at the June 2017 sitting. I say aimed at June 2017. The simple fact, excuse me, is that the P1 syllabus is not changing at all in this year's annual syllabus review. Probably because it's the final year of P1. Because as you might be aware, from the middle of 2018, P1 and P3 are combining into a new exam. But anyway, we don't need to worry about that because you're not going to be sitting this in 2018, you are sitting it here and now. Okay, well, let's get the introduction started. My name is Paul, and I am the most experienced P1 tutor on planet Earth. It is true. Back in 2007, when this exam was invented, there was no similar paper before 2007 December sitting. I taught day 1 of the first P, and the last area looks at the director's communication is to call that ethics. Is if you practice the questions. Well, the elements of an effective control system, that is theory, that is straight out of a textbook, class notes, or whatever. That is pure. And there's 2 ways I can do that. One is by showing you how questions work and how you do it. And one is by giving you examples on the exam last week. Was in with the course. And as we get further in, who scores 55 on this exam gets about 40 for knowledge and 15 only for application. It's not that application is difficult, you've just got to practice it and force yourself to have a go at it. And a lot of students don't seem to want to. They just want to memorise a textbook and then repeat facts in the exam. So, key point here, you have got to try. And 4 deputy governors. And up until today, 4 of those 5 people men, 1 woman. But rather amusingly, or rather scarily, as to how this has managed to go unnoticed until now. Crazy stuff. So a good example there of someone who perhaps has been dishonest. This person has been brought in from outside HSBC. Why is that interesting? The corporate governance guidelines are there for a reason, and we want HSBC to follow them as well. What I'm doing is reading the news between about 2 and 15 years ago, because that's where most of the stories come from. If only someone else had been reading and researching. You just need to flick through as many of the articles as you can manage and just get a feel for how these real-world stories relate to the exam. Halfway, what is your logic? Because maybe we shouldn't keep things confidential. Maybe there's a different way of looking at this. So rather than studying what without warning. Now I must make clear this as well. With different legal systems and different cultures, and maybe the best way to run a company is not quite the same in every country. Maybe. But the rest of this page is useful background rather than anything else. I've already defined governance for you. So let's move on to the next page and see where all of this problem came from.